So look, I haven't posted any new content on this channel in about 3 weeks, and there's very good reasons for that. Part of which I'll tell you in this video. So stick around, I want to tell you a little bit of the story of what's been happening in my world over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be quite different than the rest of the content on this channel, but I hope you enjoy it and stick around until the end because I'll give you a tour of the studio that I've been filming in for the last 9 months, now that it's put back together. You intrigued? Maybe? Stick around, I'll tell you that story. So we had a really bad thing happen this weekend. The place where I film all of my videos, my office, my studio, and the place where my kids hang out, flooded. And now we have our floor torn up. We've got fans blowing underneath everything, trying to dry the drywall, trying to dry the flooring, trying to dry underneath the flooring. It was a crazy scenario. I was out of town. I was with my daughter, and thankfully my wife was home with our boys. And she went right to work making phone calls. And she got the place dried out and figured out. Last night when I got home around midnight, I started ripping up flooring, moved everything out of my studio that you just saw over there and into what is typically some living space with some couches, TVs, all that stuff. We got a ping pong table in the back, workout station back there. But that's what this place normally looks like. And now it's, as you can tell, it's just kind of a mess. So hopefully with some help with some great friends, this isn't gonna take super long. So I'm going to get back to it, turn on some of these fans and get things dried out, and I'll see you hopefully real soon. So it's day 3 of dealing with the aftermath of the flood here in our basement. Things are still a mess. As you can see, we've got kind of everything moved out of my office into this kind of general living space. The good news is that Sunday night I started ripping up some flooring and saw some water spots and turned a fan to blow underneath the rest of the flooring in hopes that I could do it the next day instead of staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning ripping it all up. So the good news is that yesterday, as we continued ripping up all the flooring, that there was no water underneath it. We've had these fans that you see on the floor here. We poked some holes into the drywall about baseboard height, and then just started blowing air into there to dry everything out. We don't think it got in the insulation, which is awesome. We're going to have the company come back out, do some more testing today just to be safe, but I think, I'm hopeful, we are in the clear to start putting things back together. It's day 4 since the flood. Obviously, not a whole lot of difference to speak of. We did get some good news yesterday that the drywall is mostly dry. I guess there's still a few spots that they're concerned about, so the fans are still here. You can still hear some blowing in the background. I've turned most of them off so you can at least hear me. So got maybe another day, maybe 2 days. We'll see what they say today when they show up. I'm gonna go turn all the fans back on now and see if we can't dry this place out and get it all back together as soon as possible. Lots of fans, lots of noise. It's been a fun week. Hey, so it's, I think, the end of day 4. I mentioned this morning that there's no change. The restoration company came back today and said we are pretty well good to go. Things are mostly dry. We've got one problem spot still, but tonight I get to start putting the puzzle back together. Floor's clean. Now, start carrying some tile in. Floor's coming along nicely. Took a little dinner break because a man's got to eat, right? But making progress. About 3 rows to go. Now it's time to rebuild. Coming along. You can see things are starting to look a little bit normal around here. I've got to finish off my desk, get my computer setup done, and get all my cord management in order. That's what saved all of this stuff from the flood that we had. Nothing was on the floor, which was fantastic. Believe it or not, we are almost finished. I have a couple of finishing touches, these posters to put up that hang out behind my door, and then I'll give you a tour of the place. These posters are some posters I made actually with some of my favorite NF lyrics. There we go. That looks better. Let me give you a tour of the place. So there you have it. It's been 4 days since the flood, and when I say flood, I mean it was really minor. Thank goodness we didn't lose much, and the only stuff we did lose really was stuff that I kind of wanted to get rid of a few years ago. This gave me reason to, so don't tell my family I said that. And I am back in business, baby.